It resides between my eyes. Walked through the fire, came out better on the other side. See, life's like a beach if you find the sand. And right now, I feel like 100 grand.
You are listening to Inspired Insider with your host, Dr. Jeremy Wise.
Live from the Sweet and Snack Show. Jeremy Weiss here. We're here live from the Sweet and Snack Show. I am here with Dr. John and Debra, and we are here to talk about, first of all, the name of the company, and then I want to talk about how this started. And Dr. John, you are a dentist.
That is correct. That is correct. I've been a dentist for about 35 years. Okay. The name of the company just came, well, I'll tell you about the start a little bit more. In 1995, I took a sugar-free lollipop out of my dental office on the way home on one Friday, put it in my mouth, and it tasted really bad. And I was giving this to my patients, and I decided there's got to be something better than this. So we happenstance ran into a sugar-free candy company, and I tried some of their product, and it was great. And my wife, Deb, and I brought it to the American Dental Association meeting in 1985. We started the company Dr. John's, and one of our neighbors came up with the name, and that's how we got going.
So talk about taking it to the American Dental Association. What did they say? What was that like?
Well, we went to some of the booths of toy and novelty products that are usually given out at a dental office, and we knew lollipops was one of them. And we said,
sugar-free. I mean, they should be giving out sugar. I mean, if you want more business,
that's right.
It should be sugar.
Well, actually, it was sugar-free, though, because dentists wouldn't allow, I don't think, sugar in their office. But we said, do you have a good sugar-free lollipop? And most of them were like, no, not really. And we said, we'll try these. And they tried them. They loved them. When we got back home, our first order was 2,000 pounds of lollipops.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you go about from the idea to creating that first product?
The idea, for the better taste, that product was already there. Okay, so we just started marketing it. But then as time went by, we had some new ideas. We wanted to put xylitol into the current formula. At the time, we were not the manufacturer, so we had to work with the manufacturer to get the xylitol in, which was very, very difficult. So we were the first company in the world to put a significant amount of xylitol into hard candies, okay? Went over really big in the dental industry. And then
why is that? For people who don't know the background, why was that important?
Okay, because xylitol, studies have shown that xylitol is very good for oral health, and in some cases can actually reduce dental decay.
Got it. And so talk about what's the most popular product?
I would say the lollipops, the classic fruit lollipops, generally loved by children and everybody. You know, it's kind of like the 5 fruit flavors, that most people like. But we also have hard candies. A lot of the older folks are suffering with dry mouth because of medications.
Totally.
And you got the diabetics, of course. And so we have also caramels and taffies and mints that we make. And we are actually the manufacturer now since 2013.
Wow. So you also have some functional things like probiotic pops too?
Yes, we do. We currently have what we developed over the last couple of years, which we are now calling the healthiest candies in the world. Okay, so what we have done is our current lollipop formulation includes 20% of your daily requirement of dietary fiber, and it has the natural sweeteners xylitol and erythritol, which are good for dental health, as we kind of mentioned earlier. We've also added vitamins to them, vitamin C and D. There's no artificial ingredients, and then we also added probiotic. And I believe we are the first company in the world to add, a beneficial amount of probiotic to hard candies, okay? And so the probiotics are good for digestive and immune health. So we've got, a lollipop here that gives you 20% of your daily fiber, is good for oral health, digestive health, immune health, protein utilization, and is only 14 calories. And not only that, but it tastes unbelievably good.
So you go into your professional career to be a hygienist and a dentist, and this has been a whole different journey. What's been some of the challenges? I'll hear what you think some of the challenges are, Debra and Dr. John, what you think some of the challenges are. What have been some of the challenges with this totally different path for you?
Well, we started in the dental industry, so we could talk the talk and walk the walk with the dentists and hygienists. But then, as you get into international exporting and retail, for example, that's another animal. But I always say that I've gotten my MBA through the School of Hard Knocks. You kind of learn as you go. But I've had some really good mentors along the way. Michigan Department of Agriculture is great support, and
They give you certain advice?
yeah, anytime you have any questions with labeling or they vet certain companies because you don't know them from anybody really when you get the inquiries. We brought our daughter on, for example, for the e-commerce. The millennials know how to work the social media there. So yeah, it's just learning as you go, but getting the right people in place that know more about that sector than you do.
Dr. John, what's been challenging for you on this different journey?
Yeah, the challenges have been the R&D, okay, but it's also been really fun. But one of the biggest challenges is this is a totally different business model than a dental practice. And so just learning what you have to do to be successful with a business like this has been one of the big challenges, and especially going into retail has been a challenge for us as well. So we've taken on a new partner who has a lot of expertise in the retail sector, and that's going to help us a lot.
So on the flip side, talk about a proud moment. What's been a proud moment, a milestone that you hit that made this journey worthwhile?
One of our products ended up on Good Morning America. That was in 2008. It was we worked with UCLA on an herbal extract that we incorporated in our base formula, and that product actually prevented decay. We're working on a new one again with oral microbiologists. I would just say another very proud moment for us that we haven't even talked about is that the reason that Dr. John developed the newest line of healthy sweets, Dr. John's healthy sweets that we have, is for kids with cancer. Children with cancer are not supposed to have anything with sugar in them because sugar feeds the cancer cells. Right. So we were approached by one of the largest, I think, children's nonprofit cancer organizations in Los Angeles, California. They were looking for the lowest glycemic index in a lollipop. And what they do is they go into the hospital when these kids are getting their infusions, and sometimes you get nausea and a bad taste in their mouth, and it's helping those children. And when you see those kids and the parents come running up to you and say, thank you so much, for making this lollipop. And we do give back a portion of our sales to these organizations.
Which one is the one that which product is the one that for the kids?
Generally, they're using the fiber-based lollipops with the fruit flavors, but they can really use any of the new flavors. Yeah, because they're all natural. They wanted all natural flavors, colors. They love the fiber in it, but generally no sugar, and tastes good, obviously.
Yeah. So, what about you, Dr. John? What's been a especially proud moment?
Deb hit the main one. Proud moments for me has just been being able to actually develop these products. Okay, sometimes it sounds really simple to some of the the.
I don't think it sounds simple at all, actually, but the opposite. But yeah, you can't just throw them in a pot and then it pops out.
No.
What's some of the? It's interesting, what's some of those maybe reject batches that didn't work? Are there ones that you're experimenting and just taste awful or just doesn't come together?
Yeah. Yeah, both of those things, and then you have to be able to run it through the equipment as well. Okay, so you can come up with something that tastes really good, but if it doesn't go through your machinery to form the candy or the lollipop, that's another problem. So it's not just all about appearance or taste; it actually has to run in the equipment, and we had challenges with that as well, with the formulations, and we've overcome all that to come up with, like I say, the healthiest candies in the world.
Yeah. So I have to end on this because. Well, one, I just say my daughter, when she was 3, learned the Michigan Fight song.
Good for her.
What's it like working together with the spouse component?
Well, we started a dental practice together first.
And besides, you just run the show, and then everything runs smoothly. But
I had really good role models. My parents were a dentist and a hygienist, worked together for 40 years. John and I bought out an older dentist, and so we actually worked together for the first 17 years of, after I graduated, he graduated. But same mindset, same morals, same, visions. Yeah.
Is there a trick, like if family members or spouses work together, how do you separate that, and how does that become so you don't take work home? How do you work it so it doesn't kind of infuse into personal life?
I think we understand what roles that we have. John is the scientist. He's the person that does all the research and development. He understands that, there's sales and marketing. That's not his niche, So we go toward what we feel comfortable with, and then we can work together that way.
Totally. What's it? Yeah, and you.
We just work great as a team, and yeah, we do bring it home. I mean, when you own a business, it comes home with you to some degree, but I think probably I'm the one that has to say, Deb, it's the weekend now, it's the evening, let's let it go for the time being. So so some of it comes home, yeah.
So what website can they check it out online, and where can they find it?
Right now, well, you can find it online. You can find it on Amazon Prime. Okay, so the website is drjohns.com, drjohns.com, and Amazon Prime. And we're here, embarking on retail. So we're not in a whole bunch of, we're not in a lot of retail stores right now. So.
Or maybe in your local dentist office, possibly.
Thousands of dental offices over 20-some years. We're basically the #1 sugar-free candy in the U.S. dental industry. The dentists would love to see it in stores for their patients. Please, retailers, get it in your store. You got a whole grassroots of people looking for it. So that's what we're here for today.
All right. Thanks, guys. Check out drjohns.com.
What I got, you can't buy. It resides between my eyes. Walked through the fire, came out better on the other side. See, life's like a beach if you find the sand. And right now, I'm feeling like 100 grand.